Hi guys, I'm Julie and this is my booktube channel. So today we are doing another tag, and this is actually the first tag that I have legitimately been tagged in, so I'm super excited. And it is the makeup book tag, which is again some of my favorite stuff in the whole world. So I was all for it. It was tagged by the beautiful at Dust Covers for Wanderlust in this tag to show how you do your makeup routine and of course talk about books. So by the end of this video you will know how I get this signature look or basic makeup look, and you'll know a little bit more about some of my favorite and maybe not so favorite books. So here we go. So this is my naked face, and let me tell you, I really do feel naked. So let's go ahead and get this started. For each step, I will read the makeup item that is being applied, and then I will tell you the bookish tag that is applied to it as well. I'm also supposed to show you my fancy makeup and stuff that I use. I'll be honest, I don't have the super nice fancy makeup, but I will show you kind of what I do as a basic, generic, get ready with what I have. So this is my signature look. So first step is foundation. My standard foundation is the Deborah Daily Cream. I actually really like it a lot. It's very simple, it's very light. It doesn't feel very heavy. And I'm probably doing this completely wrong, but I'll show you what I do. But I just realized I'm supposed to be talking about books. Oops. So while I put this on, my favorite first book is the first step, your favorite first book. And my favorite first book in a series is absolutely Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I think she did such an amazing job. First off, it's a retelling. I love retellings. But second, she did just such a really nice job setting up this amazingly complex world that has, it's a setting that takes place on 2 different planets, and a satellite in one of the books also, and it's got all of these different characters that she ties in and works in. It's just a really amazingly good setup. So Cinder. So the next step is eyebrows, and I know that there's fancy ways to do eyebrows, but this is how I do it, and I just use a basic colored pencil, and then I just kind of take it and I fill in my brows, and I'll do this kind of sideways. So let me do that. The book that I'm going to talk about is a book that everyone should read. And I think a book that everyone should read is EYELINER. I absolutely love that book. It was written in such a cool way, and it's a book that when I started reading it, I just loved the whole setup and the unique storytelling aspect of it. It's more of a sci-fi, so if you're not a sci-fi person, you'll still like it. It's really good. It is basically about this mining town or planet that's kind of been invaded, and there are 2 main characters, and then they're separated onto 2 different ships for people that are supposed to be helping them. So they're basically trying to fight to save each other and the people that they love, while this whole secret of why the mining town was attacked comes undone, and then there's viruses and plagues and all sorts of stuff. It's amazing. Next, I do my highlighter and concealer. I don't always do the highlighter concealer contouring, but since I have you here and since I'm actually taking the time to do my makeup today, I'll do the highlighter and concealer. So first you start with your highlighter. And the highlighter question is a book that brightened your day. And a book that I will always go back to, if I just need a quick read, and I'm just feeling kind of poopy and I want something that makes me happy, I will go with Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. It's a middle grade book, but it's my favorite book of all time. It's a super easy read. It's not really long, so I can read it and then just be done. It's so good. The world building is phenomenal. It is another retelling, It's just a really, really cute book, and I love the way that it was done and how well it's been thought out. So Ella Enchanted, and if you're looking at me and wondering why I'm drawing like weird like symbols on my face, it's part of the contouring that I have learned through YouTube videos, and it's just a way that it's supposed to like help highlight your face. Um, I like it. I think it works out pretty well for my makeup look. So I do the highlight, and then there's not a step for this for the book, but it is a contour. And since the contour is darker, and the highlighter is for a book that brightened your day, maybe I'll do a book that like ruined my life, or a book that like was really I didn't like that makes me sad. A book that makes me cry. So let's think of a book that makes me cry. Oh, I know. Something Beautiful by Amanda Gurnitz Hanson. It just released. It is an upper YA novel, and it's really good. It's about this couple, except they're not really a couple, but they're best friends and they've grown up, and it just tells their story. And I just remember like reading it, and when I was reading it, like I made the mistake of doing it while I was on my lunch break at my school, and like the bell rang, and I was like, oh no, and I'm like wiping the tears off my face, hoping my students don't come in and see me cry, because they're gonna see me cry and they'll be like, what is wrong? What is wrong? So highlight and contour, book that brightens my day, Ella Enchanted, book that makes me sad but happy, like good tears, Something Beautiful by Amanda Gurnitz Hanson. So all the beauty gurus say that what you should do with like this after a minute is let it sit and let it bake and do all that stuff. I don't really have time to do that today, so we're just gonna fast forward this. Okay, so it's been sitting for a little bit. Now what you do is you just take it and you blend it all in. Blend, 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 blend. Okay. The next step is eyeshadow, and that is a book that is your favorite color, which is fitting because in eyeshadow you get to do all of the different colors. I usually, more often than not, will go with just like a basic brown palette. This is my LA colors. I actually am a sucker for eyeshadow. I have eyeshadows like all over the place. But for now, I've got the LA colors. It comes with this. I don't like these because these parts always like break off. They annoy me. So normally I'll just use my fingers if for like the base, which I don't think you're supposed to do. But again, and then I use this for the edges. I usually do 3 colors. I do the base, and that will be like a light color. For this one, I'm going to go with this one right here. I'm just going to do a light, and then put it on my eye. And once I have my whole eye covered, right there, then I go with a slightly darker color. I'll go with the one right next to it. And I'm just going to go kind of to the middle of my eye. This is really more for the blending purposes, this next color. So I don't use a whole lot of it. And then the last step, I go with a really dark color, usually like a dark, dark brown. Mostly it's a black. So I'll go with this one right here. And now, since I don't have to show you my colors anymore, I can talk about my book. The book that I would pick for my favorite colors is very easy. It is Matched by Ali Condi. It's got this really, really pretty green on it, like a bright lime sort of green. And green is my favorite color of all time, and I love that it's just so bright and that it pops. I just think it's such a happy color, and I think it's really pretty. So that would definitely be my favorite book color cover. I think if there was a sparkly book cover, that would probably take the place, but I have yet to see one of those. So right now, Ali Condi's Matched. The next step is eyeliner, and that book tag is for a dark and mysterious book. For my eyeliner, I use the LA Colors liquid eyeliner. It's the first eyeliner that I was ever actually able to use without making my eyes look like they had just been punched multiple times, so it works for me. So I'm going to put this on, and while I do that, I'm going to tell you about the book that I chose. So for my dark and mysterious book, I chose, ooh, this is really hard. I chose the Gone series by Michael Grant, and I haven't finished all of them yet. I am 4 deep out of 6, I think. But they are definitely dark and mysterious. Like on the back of my book, and again, I'm in the middle of a move, so I don't have my book with me. But on the back of the book, there's even like this warning label that says like there are violence and gore and stuff. And like I feel like if a book needs to have a warning label, because it is a YA book, but I feel like if a book needs to have a warning label, it definitely fits the dark tag. It's also pretty mysterious, to be honest with you, because what happens, the premise of the book is these kids wake up and all of the adults are gone. And so they are stranded. Basically, if there's anybody that's over 15, oh, this is really hard, guys. Anybody over 15 has poofed out, and they're stuck inside this like little bubble. And so it's really mysterious because you are basically finding out about this phase, which is, they call it the Fallout Youth Zone phase. And so you're finding out about the phase at the same exact time they are. So Michael Grant does a really good job with like kind of unveiling things one at a time. And I mean, I'm 4 books in and we're still finding out new things, like new creatures are still developing, because it's just really cool, like the way that he did it. It's definitely dark and mysterious. So that's my eyeliner mostly. I'm going to take 1 second and just finish this real quick without talking, because that was really, really hard. So just 1 second. All right, we are almost done, just a couple steps left. The next step that I'm going to do is actually blush, because I find that if I do my blush after I do my mascara, I always like bunch up my cheeks and then I get like little marks. So I do my blush first. Just going to kind of use a basic palette. I usually use like a bronzer pink like combo, and I use the 2 of them, and then I put them on my brush and I smile. And I go like this. So while I do the other cheek, I am going to talk to you about my book. The blush is pretty appropriate, and it's a cringe-worthy romance. And I am actually going to go with the book. It's the Dark Swan series by Rochelle Mead. And the reason I'm picking this one is because I picked it up because I love Rochelle Mead. I love her YA Bloodlines and Vampire Academy books, and so I saw on Kindle that there was another series by her, and I was like, absolutely, I'm totally gonna buy it. And I did show some self-control, and I read the little blurb about it, and it was right up my alley. It was like dark fae and fairies, and like she's half human, half fae, and she has to like fight to save the kingdom. It sounded awesome, so I was like, okay, I've got to do this. And then as I'm starting to read, I realized, holy crap, this is an adult book. Like, it is totally a grown-up book. So if you are a young adult reader, this is a grown-up book. And I'm sitting there reading it along, and all of a sudden, there's this hardcore sex scene, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was just mortified. I was like, what is this? I don't usually read that kind of stuff. So that is the reason I picked that book. It actually, in all honesty, I kept reading it, and I finished the series because I really enjoyed the storyline, and it was a very good story. I mean, Rochelle Mead is a wonderful storyteller, but there were definitely some scenes where I was just like, oh, this is a grown-up book. So now that my cheeks have been set and I'm not going to push them up into my eyeballs, the next step is mascara. For my mascara, I love, love, love the Voluminous Manga Rock. This is my favorite mascara that I've used so far. The book tag for mascara is a long book, and of course, what Harry Potter fan would not say Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? That book was massive, and it was the best thing ever. That was one of my favorite things about getting the new Harry Potter books, was oh my gosh, this one's longer, which means there's more to read. But yes, see? So we're almost done, but the last step that I always do is I always have to do something for my lips, otherwise I feel like they just kind of blend into my face too much. I either go one of two ways. Either I go with a classic lip liner and then just some lip gloss, or I will go with the NYX, and these are so great. The NYX, and it's an ombre duo, and so what you do is you have the lip liner and the lip, and then it makes your lips like you got this like ombre look just with the makeup, and it's perfect. I'm going to show you because it's fantastic. As I pulled this out, I actually realized that I failed with my with my highlight step to show you the brand and the makeup, and that's also NYX, and it is the Wonder Contour, or the Wonder Stick, I guess is what they call it. It's got the highlighter and then the contour on both sides. So NYX, I really like NYX products actually. So lip liner and lipstick, and I will show you how to do this while talking about books still, of course. And the step for the lips is the best kiss. I will be honest, and I had a really hard time thinking of a specific kiss that I enjoyed because, I don't know, like, kissing scenes aren't really my thing. But I do appreciate romance, so I am going to tell you about yeah, that wasn't gonna fly, y'all. So I will tell you about my favorite book, romance, between Sydney and Adrian Iveshkov in Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. And I just love them, and Adrian is just like sexy, like so. I'm gonna stop talking now about books because it's really hard to talk and do your lip makeup at the same time. So I will show you how to do the ombre. Ta-da! So that is my completed look, messy hair and all. I hope you enjoyed this book tag. It was actually really fun to try and talk through my makeup step. Now is the fun time, and it's time to share the tags. I was tagged by my good friend Jessica over at Dust Covers for Wanderlust, so if you want to see her book tag, go check that out. For my tag, I am actually going to tag Miss Tasha Tells All, and books and looks, specifically Becca. Now, Mike, I mean, if you want to get in on it, I just don't think your game is as strong as Becca's. I've seen her eyeliner. It is on point. So tag your it, and of course, if anybody else wants to do the tag or jump in, you are absolutely more than welcome. If you like this video, if you could go ahead and give me a quick thumbs up and let me know, I would appreciate it. If you would like to see more in the future, you can always subscribe and follow along. I'd love for you to stop by. Of course, if you have any comments or you would like to share some makeup knowledge or book knowledge with me, please leave a comment below or just say hi. I would love to connect. Otherwise, that is it, and now that my makeup is ready, it is time for me to go to work. So, until next time, happy reading.